Hi, I'm still me, Miko. Uh-huh. So today I wanted to talk about one of my least favorite topics because I think the word is used way too often and normally for the wrong thing. And so I want to clarify, I guess, the definition of the word. Actually, there are a couple of words that I want to clarify the definition of. I should start writing a list. Um, but today's word is narcissist. Uh, yes, I spend a good deal of time trying to fix how I look, but I am not a narcissist. Because here's the thing, I am overtly self conscious. And so I'm constantly trying to make sure that I uh, look normal. I guess that's the word. Or at least like a polished version of myself when I go out. Because I'm such a perfectionist, I feel that how I present myself to the world has to be the perfect representation of me. But that also, I guess, goes back to my childhood. I was a model until I started having kids. And so everything was very, I was just always, how I looked mattered a lot, always. And so I get self-conscious about that, and that in itself is not narcissism. That is self-consciousness, really. Um, I have come across quite a few narcissists in my life. My first boyfriend, he thought my life should revolve entirely around his needs. And when it didn't, he would throw fits and try to remind me of exactly why I exist. I existed to please him and to make his life better, easier, and more manageable. And I don't necessarily agree with it, with his idea of how shit should be. Uh, Hold on a second. I'm sorry. Okay, yeah. So, alright. I don't agree necessarily with how he saw things. I feel that my life is much better when it revolves around tasks that have something to do with me. You know, again, not being a narcissist. I do, however, have a nice, healthy ego. Story for another day. Okay, so um, I am, however, an empath, and this is where things get a little complicated because narcissists are attracted to empaths. Boy, are they attracted to empaths. And so uh, I speak in the past tense when it comes to certain family members, like I had a sister. Just kind of means that I've cut them off. So, again, I had a sister who, when she came of age, because I was a teenage runaway and I ran off and had kids and got married and all that, but as I came of age legally, and she was coming of age soon after me, 4 years after. It was like 2, 3 years after I came of age. I brought my husband and children to meet my family, biological, and I went to my sister's aid, really. I went to see that she was okay. I wanted to make sure that she wasn't being abused in the ways that I was. And when we got in touch, not 6 months later, she moved in with me, and for the next 17 years, she gaslighted me and tried to make me feel like I had gone absolutely insane. But she did this because she did this in weird ways, and normally around the times that I wasn't necessarily listening to her or taking her advice or doing the things that she wanted to do. So she would sabotage everything I wanted to do until whatever she wanted to do became the default. And it had to be done because there was nothing else to do. Um, I have a way of impacting people around me. And so when I uh, walk into a crowded room with a lot of my friends or people I know even, they come up to me, big smile, big hugs, and everyone's happy to see me, and we love each other to bits. She liked that. She liked the attention that it got her walking into the room with me, because people took for granted that her being my sister just kind of meant that she was an extension of me. My kids get the same thing. They walk into a room with me. Everyone knows those are my kids, and they extend them the same kind of courtesies that they extend me. And the same adoration, the same love, and all that. The problem is with my sister. She became intoxicated from all of that. And for a while I was getting sick, and I had to pull away from that, and she wasn't having it, and so she kind of went nuts. And whenever I went to a doctor's appointment or whatever, she kind of insisted for a while on coming with me so she could find out what it was that was going on with me, and then she would run to her doctor next and be like, well, I need to be tested for this. And I felt that my health and the battle that I was facing then shouldn't be about her. And I didn't want her to make it about her. And at that point, things had been coming to a head for years. I mean, she had been driving me nuts for 17 years, literally driving me nuts. She made me feel like I was going insane. There were just too many things that weren't adding up. Things were missing, and then all of a sudden they were back again. It was a lot of crazy, and I genuinely thought I was losing my fucking mind. In order to cut her off, she lives a block and a half away from me, so it was probably the worst for the first maybe 4 or 5 months. And then court got involved because she kidnapped my kid. I know, it sounds like a really bad movie. Read the book, it has all the more lurid details. It has a lot of details. I'm not getting into it all now, but I'm just really trying to skip past all the details. The details are in the book. You want to read the book, go ahead and find it, read it. WTF FTW by N. Sloan Prosper on Amazon. That being said, she was just batshit nuts, and I was cutting her out of my life. And as I was cutting her out of my life, she would come over and make my life hell. She would ring my buzzer, and at the time it was just a really loud buzzer that would annoy the fuck out of all of us. We couldn't hear our TVs, radios, whatever, until we shut up whoever was ringing the buzzer. So we'd have to go all the way downstairs because they wouldn't allow us to. We couldn't speak or hear what was going on downstairs while they were ringing the buzzer. So we'd have to literally physically go downstairs and deal with the person. And she was being a cunt about it. And so there's that. After the whole court situation, I finally got rid of her. Finally. And she still kind of, she broke into my house a bunch. She literally stalked me. She was at my doctor's appointments. She was at the diner where I go to eat down the block from me. Again, a block and a half away, so you would think, we'd run into each other quite a bit in the neighborhood. So grocery shopping was hell. We used the same pharmacy. We'd run into each other a lot, and we both used the same train station because it's right there up the hill. It was hell. I want to say maybe 6 years later, another sister of mine, wow. Actually, they both have the same exact name. with the same first name. But it's hilarious because they are exactly the same. They deserve to be sisters. Um, she also did the same thing, and she was falling into the same habit of coming with me everywhere because she liked the attention she was getting. She loved wearing her clothes exactly like me and dressing up like me and doing her hair like me and doing her makeup like me. And it was not good. And I realized it much sooner this time around because I had just gone through it. And so I cut her off too. And I was just like, no, no, you're crazy. And you're a lying psychopath. And please leave my home. But before I even got to say leave my home, I kind of called her out on a major lie. And I was like, nah, dude, you're a liar. Just, come clean and maybe I'll forgive you. And she's just like, no, I am not a menopausal crone. What are you talking about? I get pregnant all the time. But see, here's my problem. You're menopausal and you had your tubes tied. How are you getting pregnant? You see the lie? You understand how. And then it's not just pregnancy. It's like, oh, it's ectopic. It's such a tragedy. I had to have it removed. Oh, but I took a pill. It's okay. And that's exactly how she told me, too. I took a pill. It's okay. It's all gone now. They cleared it up. Like she was clearing her throat or asking for water. It was just. I don't understand women. Actually, I don't understand women like that. But, see, that's part of it, though. She says these things so she could get that sort of attention, that poor you, oh my God, come here, let me hold you, let me hug you, is there anything I can do for you kind of attention. I've never been one for that kind of attention, but both of them very much have that kind of need for attention, or that the need for that kind of attention, really. Um, but they need that attention from everyone. Everyone. And if you're not going to give it to them, well, why aren't you going to give it to me? I need your attention. Hello, I'm me. I need attention from everyone all the time. Why are you not paying me attention? You need to be paying me attention. I'm important, damn it. That is narcissism. And it's like every time I start taking another person in and I realize it's another fucking narcissist. I guess the energy that I exude and the people that I have around me and the relationships that I have with the people that I have around me, it's intoxicating. It can be. I love everybody. I'm a big old hippie. And everyone loves my big old hippie ass. I, you know, I would help anybody. I would do anything. I would bend over backwards to help anybody that I see as close to me. You know? They wouldn't. They would only do it to help me if somehow it benefited them. And that's a thing to note about narcissists. They are only ever in it if it's going to benefit them. If it's not going to benefit them, then more likely than not, they're going to attempt to destroy it because you can't have anything either. If they can't have nice things, neither can you. And they will destroy whatever you have. The first one destroyed my family, whatever was left of it. And the second one tried to destroy my link to my dad's family. Yeah. It's really funny because I can now see why. Even though I was the black sheep, even though I was the runaway, even though I was a big pain in the ass, it didn't matter because to both fathers, I was the favorite daughter. I get it now. I can see why, because the other daughters are all batshit fucking nuts. But, you know, and I know that that's probably why they hate me so much, is because I have no problem with being the favorite child. I'm okay with that. Yeah, that must really kill them. Oh God, it must really fuck with their heads.